Hi Lisa. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing well. I want to apologize in advance for my son is sleeping on me.
Um,
That's why you can hear a little, snoring, and I'm laying down with PJs on. So,
hmm hmm how,
um, but I battle with feeling broken, you know, almost on a everyday basis. I know that, in a sense, like it's a year later, like I made it through the storm, and the storm being all the abuse that I had to entail, like the physical, emotional, and I'm just still left feeling like I want my son to have his biological father in the picture.
mhm,
And then if he can't have his biological father, it would be great to have that father figure in the picture now.
mhm,
I had my dad in the picture, since I was born, and I wanted my son to have the same thing.
mhm,
So it's hard to deal with those feelings. Like I have moments where I just think for too long, and I kind of want to cry about it, but I try to remember that, you know, everything happens for a reason, at least, and we're not in that toxic state anymore.
mhm,
And it's better to be out of that than have the biological dad in the picture.
mhm.
So I try to keep that in mind. And I love to exercise to like help with the angriness. And I feel like journaling and our therapy sessions like help with the sadness. And then spending time with my son just like fills me back up. Teddy, he's just so like vibrant, happy, silly. And so that really helps me, especially on the like really, really hard days where I could just like, sob in bed about it. But, you know, I have I do affirmations, and I just remind myself like, yeah, I'm the mom and dad, and that it's okay, and that is our circumstance. And I know it will be temporary. So that helps me.
Okay, okay. I heard in the beginning you said you feel broken. Um, you're not broken. Um, like your son, I understand you really wanted the biological father to be in your son's life. Um, you know, I want to say a way to say this, like the storm is what broke. Uh, the storm is what broke that picture off the wall, and uh, and I like how you reference yourself as the mom and dad, because I want to say like you didn't let that monster win. You fought against him, and you gave your son a new dad, like as you are aware of. And you know, I I have a question for you. So during the times that when you were like dealing like with that monster, like how did you resist it?
I think having Teddy there, that really, really helped. So if he was in his bedroom, I would just go in there, read to him, and that would take my mind off of it instantly because I'm like, I have to read this book. I have to concentrate on this book. Or we could just like watch his favorite show, or, we just play with his toys that like really helped. So it felt like, Teddy was the eye in the storm, with all the chaos and, things just falling apart, physically and um, just, you know,
Hmm
sorry, just still thinking about it. It's like,
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, I can't even believe we went through all of that. But like he was the eye of the storm, literally. Like having him, I don't know where I would be at. Like if it was just me and the dad, I doubt I'll still be here.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for sharing the. I remember in prior sessions, like I remember specifically, you said he came home, he had a problematic reaction, and he started yelling, and you told me that rather than yelling back, you, you went in the room with Teddy and you kissed him on the forehead and you said everything's gonna be okay. Um, I really love when you shared that out because I want to highlight that moment. Uh,
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I
yeah.
feel like telling Teddy it was gonna be okay, though was telling myself it was gonna be okay, really, more than him.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like, you know, he was like my best friend in the situation. Like I would go to him and, I couldn't talk to him about what was going on. That's where you coming in at. It was still therapeutic for me to like highlight my inner child and okay, let's play with Legos. So Legos is definitely better than thinking about, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this monster, this bad guy, this evil villain. Like there's just so many names for it and so many names I think of him, but I just try to stick to calling him Teddy's dad
Mm-hmm.
and things we could just do to move forward. You know, we surround ourselves with family and friends, loved ones who treat us right. And I have accepted the role of being the mom and the dad. And
Mm-hmm.
that's okay. At this point, like I love it, you know, because there's some people out there who literally cannot handle it. They lean on alcohol, drugs, you name it. And I'm just still trying to be like this healthy individual first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that that really does help. But I think I want to start like something new. Like in our last session, you mentioned maybe um, doing like affirmations, like, small things like that to like do throughout the day, especially like when I can't journal when I want to,
Mm-hmm.
especially when I'm at work.
Yeah. That is a very great exercise, a very great exercise. And I like how I see that you realize that you were not the problem. Um,
That I made it through the storm. I made it.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
you
didn't
did.
lean on another man, didn't
Mm-hmm.
try to play the victim,
Mm-hmm.
you know. I accepted the responsibility, well, the accountability of, okay, maybe I shouldn't have been entangled with a person like him.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of just thinking about, oh, what could have been, should have been, I just think, okay,
Mm-hmm.
what's our next trip? Just
Mm-hmm.
positive things like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay, okay. This is what I'm hearing. Like, like it doesn't sound like you're broken at all. I know in the beginning you said you feel broken. I want to say this. You are not broken. And based off of what I'm hearing, yeah, you're confirming you're not broken. However, that storm did, break things around you. Like,
I
and
love how you said that. That is so accurate.
uh, I mean, I want to say like you are, um, I'm reiterating like what I'm hearing from you. And, And again, like he turned into a monster, and you did not let that monster win. And I also want to say what I'm hearing, like you sound like this experience did not make you weaker. If anything, it made you sound stronger. It's what I'm
Because
hearing.
remember, it was so hard to get through my like first three sessions. You
Hmm.
kept having to ask me question after question after question. But now I just let it all out. It flows
Hmm.
and I feel quite open. And you just make it easy to talk to.
Hmm. Um, well, would you say do you realize that you are stronger? Do you realize that? Like,
Yeah, especially like I said, thinking of our, early sessions,
mhm,
I was like a complete train wreck. And now, like at first, like, I could say that I cried, weekly, but it's definitely just just kind of like every blue moon. And
mhm.
then if I get down about it, it doesn't last. I'm going on to think about the next thing. What are we having for dinner?
Nice, nice,
What
nice.
toy am I gonna get at Walmart next?
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, I definitely feel like the storm did some damage, but renovations were done and she's looking good, she's feeling good, and I am she.
Okay, okay, okay. Hey, let's write that down. Like, I feel like that'd be something. I want you to like sign
Yeah,
it. Like, hey, like the storm did not make me weaker. It made me stronger. And sign it.
I love that. I definitely will.
Of course, of course. Okay. Well, I'm happy to hear this. I'm gonna follow up with you um next week, and I'm gonna ask you how you're feeling.
And I'm sure my response will be like even better.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, okay. Um, I want to say I'm happy you are progressing very well, and I will follow up with you soon. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure. So I have you scheduled for next week. It's
Can
1 p.m.
we move it to 2 p.m.?
Of course we can. Yeah, yeah.
That work? Okay, great.
Okay. Alrighty. I will speak with you next week. Okay.
Thank you. Talk to you next week.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Bye
Goodbye.
bye.